Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Nintendo lately has been acting more strange than normal. We've been getting some weird announcements lately. Like, remember when Nintendo just out of the blue just dropped this alarm clock on us? That's right, Nintendo Alarmo is by far one of the most weird inventions that Nintendo has created in quite some time.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool having like an alarm clock that's based on some of your favorite video game franchises, but it's also kind of just completely random at the same time. Like, I know Nintendo was once a toy company, and it still kind of acts like a toy company sometimes, and just releases like these random devices, but I think even most people weren't expecting an alarm clock like this. Now, that may seem like I'm knocking Nintendo, but I'm really not. That's one of the reasons I love Nintendo. It's just how weird they are. But the alarm clock is not the only thing random that they recently announced. Seemingly out of the blue, we get a Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition trailer. Just like that, with improved graphics and everything. Like, there was no Nintendo Direct with this included. There was no like tweet saying like, hey, stay tuned for Xenoblade news. Nothing like that, just a trailer drop, which is crazy because Xenoblade is one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, and especially in recent years, it is quickly becoming one of their most profitable pillar titles. So of course it makes sense that this Wii U game is being ported to the Switch, but it's just the way that they did the announcement that was just so weird, but also very on brand for Nintendo. And speaking of being on brand for Nintendo, we have to talk about the main reason I even did this video. Nintendo out of the blue released a Nintendo Music app. Where did this come from, Nintendo? People have been begging Nintendo to release their music on pre-existing apps like Spotify or Apple Music so that people can actually listen to Nintendo music alongside with their other music. And of course, Nintendo didn't do that. They didn't release their music on Spotify or Apple Music, but instead Nintendo decides to release their music on one dedicated app. And you know what? I'm so glad they did. Don't get me wrong, I would be excited if Nintendo released all their songs or all their music onto something like Spotify so I can listen to all my music in one place. But if this is the way that Nintendo is going to release their music, then I'm happy that it's in any form like this. The app itself is so modern and it feels very un-Nintendo-like in certain instances. For example, you can listen to Nintendo music based on what mood you're in, like if you're walking somewhere or if you're going to sleep. You can play actual like Nintendo suggested playlists for those types of moods, which isn't like a huge thing. But for Nintendo to kind of use what Spotify and Apple Music have and kind of incorporate that with their Nintendo music is really cool. Like, I did not expect, obviously I didn't expect the app itself, but the level of care and thought put into the app is very surprising, actually. Like, they did a really good job at the quality of life features. You know, not even just that, they have some like cute stuff where like, you know, they have like a Yoshi playlist. They have different character playlists based on, you know, what songs are played in that character's franchise. You of course can also make your own playlist, which is what I'm most excited for. I love getting songs. I love organizing different songs in different playlists. And of course you can use Nintendo suggested playlists, but I of course will be making my own playlist with some of my favorites. Now, there are some negatives in the app that I think are worth mentioning. First off, there's no composer credits or anything like that. And that's a huge missed opportunity because I can just imagine it right now, having a Koji Kondo playlist with all of his greatest hits. But unfortunately, at the time of this recording, there is no credit to where credit's due. Hopefully that will be added in later, but it just seems weird that it wasn't present in this app already, especially when this app already shares similar features like that of Spotify. You would think that one of the first things to do would be to credit these composers that were originally behind these tracks. The second negative I have is the amount of music. Now, again, this is Nintendo, so there's always like a drawback when it comes to these things. There are a decent amount of songs and tracks in the app, but there's also a lot of missing content in there, which again is so weird. I don't know why Nintendo has this thing where they love to drip feed their fans. Why is it that the only 2 Zelda games present on the app right now are Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time? Both fantastic games with fantastic soundtracks, but there's a lot of great music in the Zelda series. And that's just the Zelda series. I figured that at least up until Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom would be included in this app already, but they're not, which has me concerned about the future of this app. What's the drip feed going to be like? Are we going to be getting like 1 soundtrack per month? Is that kind of how it's going to be? I really hope not. I really hope that Nintendo wises up and starts releasing music all throughout the year and not have it like a scheduled thing, and also release like multiple soundtracks. Don't release like 1 per month. That would be so dumb, but it would be on brand for Nintendo. Honestly, those are the only negatives I have with the app. Like I said, the quality of life features are really cool. You can even extend the songs and have them loop for like 15, 30 minutes, which is crazy. I kind of love that feature because a lot of these songs were made to loop. So it makes sense that this feature was included for a video game music app. I actually think that's really cool and really smart for Nintendo to do that. Overall, I am so happy that Nintendo did this. It was such a huge surprise, and I remember looking at the YouTube video and I was like, wait, what? Like, what? I went in with some skepticism because I was like, it's Nintendo. You know, they have a Nintendo app already and barely anyone uses it. But I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this app. You can tell that there's a lot of thought put into it outside of the few negatives like I mentioned before. But I am just so excited to make my playlist and for there to be more music added. Oh, I almost forgot. They also have a spoiler mode so you can avoid spoilers for certain games that you haven't played yet. That is also really cool. Stuff like that just makes me hope for this app to be continuously updated and better improved on in the future. Again, add those composers in there. I know it doesn't seem like much at first, but they deserve all the credit. Also, to Nintendo's credit, this is going to be included with the NSO online subscription. That is great news. That means if you're already in the ecosystem of the NSO subscription, then you can just download the app and listen to your favorite tracks right now. That is pretty baller of Nintendo to do. I'm so glad it's not like a separate subscription or some BS like that. This decision makes both the app and NSO as a whole more enticing for people. Like, yeah, it's cool playing online with friends or getting drip fed, these retro games, but also to have music along with that, I gotta give them credit for that. But that's enough of me blabbering on. I feel like this video is a whole mess of just me rambling. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Have you tried out the app? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know what you think down below. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. God bless.